What is going on, everybody in the chat? They're burning the chat up already. And we had a change of plans tonight, Matt. You know, uh, late hour Uncle Bill. I hadn't talked to him all day. And usually I at least send him 3 or 4 vulgar texts throughout the day, just to get some sort of response. And then he's like, I'm sick as a dog, man. I'm not going to be able to make the show. This was like, I don't know, a couple of hours ago, I guess, at this point. And, I was like, well, I was all geared up, I'd watch these goddamn movies. I mean, fuck, you know. So I was like, well, maybe we can just reschedule it. So as of right now, I think that Kevin Smith show, if everybody can make it, it's a week from tonight. And this will give me some time to try to mentally digest those fucking last 3 movies that he did. Or try to, But how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. I was saying that we were talking a little bit before you saw Clerks 3. I mean, I guess we'll save it next week, but I think your words were that's the most depressing movie I've seen in the past couple of years.
Man, and I already kind of knew what the end was. I mean, I had heard a few people talk about it. And it's just one of those deals where, that's not what Clerks is. Nobody wants to see that shit. Right? I don't know. We'll talk about it in detail though next week. And he's not done like Moose Jaws and fucking Twilight of
Clerks. Let's do Clerks 4.
Sure. Why not? At this point. He's got more people to kill off, I guess. He'd kill off off himself, Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we kind of I was like, Matt, you still want to do something? We'll just bullshit and do like a Ask Me Anything show or something like that. It's always fun to do. So appreciate you joining me on here and changing things up last minute.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
So we do have a lot of people in the chat, people that were curious about Uncle Bill, his whereabouts and everything. I'm not sure what kind of sickness he's got. I'm willing to bet that he's shitting at his intestines or something like that. I would imagine.
I don't blame him. Kevin Smith makes me sick too, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And I think he had actually seen most of these movies before. And I don't know if he was rewatching them, which ones he was rewatching. There's one movie I'm never going to rewatch, but you'll just have to stay tuned to the show next week and we'll tell you which one that was, because there's no fucking way. Like, I remember when I first watched it, and then this was the movie where I was like, I'm just done with Kevin Smith movies after this.
I have a guess what it is. I might.
So yeah, we're going to go through the chat and everything. There's a lot of people in here already. We already have over 100 people in here, so we appreciate everybody tuning in and all that. And also, Uncle Bill did want me to mention we have some giveaways going on the Instagram page. So if you go over to End of the Dead Pit on Instagram, our buddy Ryan Adkins, he's Tom Atkins' great grandson. He is giving away a copy, which I've got one here. Untold Story, some Cat 3 insanity. And then we're matching it. End of the Pit, a sealed copy on DVD. So go over to the Instagram page, End of the Dead Pit, to get in on that. I think it's the next week or so. It's going to be going on. But Ric Flair's in the chat. Jackson Jack says that Uncle Bill contracted the death dong from Kevin Smith movies. Peter Sweller. Yeah, I'm still not up to. I don't know what the deal was with that, because I was asking a buddy of mine who. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, sorry to interrupt. It was called Kilroy Was Here. He was smart enough for some reason to say he's really big in the NFTs. That's why he made so many jokes in Clerks 3 about NFTs. So it's a horror anthology, something about some graffiti creature from World War II that comes alive, and there's a bunch of stories. One of them, I think, was Chris Jericho as a homophobic YouTuber. That's the story. So an NFT, however that works, if you somehow are able to get it work, it'll cost you like $180 to watch the movie.
What? So,
because there's a website, it's like $180, and then if you know how to work an NFT, which for those who don't know, those are dangerous for the environment because of all the carbon emissions they give. So, good job, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe that's how Uncle Bill got sick. All that carbon. Try to see that movie went in his system.
I'm just a simple Eastern Kentucky man. I don't deal with NFTs. I don't know what in the hell they even are, to be honest with you. Cryptocurrency and all that. Like, I was asking a buddy of mine. I mean, so the movie does exist, right? But it's not even on like torrent sites or anything. So it's not even been bootlegged, which is pretty astonishing considering, it's 2024. You've got people. Have you listened to any of these damn AI generated songs? I'm like, what? This is fucking scary. The technology that's out there, man. But yeah, I'm surprised that nobody has bootlegged that yet. I mean, it may not be worth bootlegging. I don't know.
That's it. I think no one cared enough to bootleg it.
Probably not. Yeah.
That's Chris Jericho. I'll pass.
Fucking Chris Jericho. He was in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot as like a KKK member or something. And I'm just sick to death of Chris Jericho. He needs to go away for a long, long time. Adam Axeman Wilson. What do you guys think David Gordon Green would do if he was to make a new Friday the 13th film or trilogy? Oh, no. Don't give him any ideas.
That man should stay away from horror for as long as possible. He's about as good of a director as those Texas Chainsaw Massacre films lately.
Yeah, I mean, as far as trilogies go, too, no, you don't. One-off movie would be bad enough, but don't give him fucking 3, because he's proven he can't do that. Even though Friday the 13th movies would be very, very difficult to fuck up, but I'm sure he could figure out a way.
That's his talent, finding a way to fuck it up.
Yeah. Saturn Video, people are still talking about Kevin Smith here, and we're going to go into detail next week. But yeah, Yoga Hosers was his attempt at a children's horror movie, he says. It's just juveniles all hell, and I wish he'd stop casting his daughter. His daughter does have X-Pac eat for sure.
Yeah. One of the worst comedies I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. In fact, I couldn't watch all of it. I may try to finish it. I don't know though. Depends on how bored I get this next week.
Did you get to the Nazi bratwurst?
I don't think so.
I guess not.
No.
Yeah, question mark. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, you'll see if you finish it. You'll see.
It's just so stupid, man. Oh my!
It's a bunch of little creatures that are made of bratwurst, but they're Nazis, and Kevin Smith plays all of them.
Now I did get to a part where didn't one of them run up this guy's ass or something like that. But you don't really get a good view of what it is yet. You see it's some little creature or something.
Yeah,
I think it was maybe the first scene, because it was only one scene that I got like a half an hour into it or something. I was like, bulls, I can't do it.
I don't blame you.
So, we're gonna go through some more questions here, though. Hell with it, let's do it, bulls. Did you see that American Psycho might be getting a remake?
Big surprise. I mean, is it really surprise when any movie gets a remake in today's age? I mean, they remade Roadhouse this year. They remake Is it really a movie that you would not think would get remade in today's Hollywood circuit?
I think Jaws, just because Spielberg won't allow it. But whenever he dies, I mean, it's fair game. Jaws is coming back when Spielberg's gone. But American Psycho, to me, like, I think that what made that movie so special was Christian Bale's performance in that movie. Like, if he wasn't in it and you didn't have a real talented guy in that role, I don't even know if American Psycho would have been a theatrical movie. Like, it would have been probably similar to the one with Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, originally it was going to be Leonardo DiCaprio was the star, and then they nixed that idea. And but American Psycho is a good one. It's not a dated movie either. Like, if you watch it, I mean, I don't think it's that dated, and it works well. So that would be the question. It's always about money. It's always about name recognition. That's why they do it. But then you go, what are you trying to improve? If you're trying to do a remake, like, what would be the purpose of that other than money?
We did get a super chat in here from Bobby Reynolds. Well,
nice guy.
Appreciate that, Bobby. He says, did you know that if you're watching the screen like Rambo Raph, from below the screen, Matt looks like he could be Santa Claus or a wizard with that white beard?
I'm not that old. I don't have white yet. Although Kevin Smith keep making movies, it don't turn that way.
Yeah, if you look, like, mine looks really dark from this angle, but there are,
oh yeah,
there are some white hairs getting in there every once in a while. But I want to get some just for men and take care of that here shortly. I have like a jet black beard. But yeah, man, Bobby, we appreciate it for the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll go up for that sequel to Goldberg Santa Claus movie. I'll work up to that.
Yeah,
Santa's Slay 2.
Yeah, why didn't he ever make a sequel for that? That would have been great. All right, now I've lost where I'm at up here.
He's too busy almost killing people in the ring nowadays. Like, every match is like almost killing someone.
Well, I think he's trying to get the retirement match in AEW. He's trying to find another sucker to pay him a big lot of money. Because I'm pretty sure Triple H hates him, so I don't think he's going to get back in WWE for the time being, at least. The mayor says NFT stands for no fucking tusk. That whole movie's fuck. We'll get into it in detail. I was ready to unleash on these movies, but next week, Bulls. Next week. OCP Communications is in the house. What is going on, man? Wants to know, what are you guys' picks for lost media that you would personally like to see? We did like a whole show on lost media like a year ago or something like that. That was a lot of fun. I would say like the Friday the 13th Part 7, the unrated, the director's cut or whatever, that's lost. So that would be one. I mean, it kind of exists. I think there's a VHS copy of it. It's really shitty quality, but that would be, I think that exists. I think it is lost. Paramount was saying that it was destroyed. I was told Paramount is just very, very, like, as far as, labeling and categorizing everything, their shit's a mess in their warehouse so odds are it probably still is somewhere in that warehouse or their lab or whatever you call it, but who knows if it'll ever be found.
Yeah, that's a good pick. One I'll pick is there's a film I liked with Sylvester Stallone called Cobra. And originally it was a 2-hour movie that was a lot more violent, a lot more gory, had a lot more scenes in it. But sadly, because they wanted to compete with Top Gun, and also the MPA was being picky, they cut a lot of footage out. So that's why the movie's only like 80, 90 minutes long, because they wanted another showing they try to compete with Top Gun. It didn't work. Just Top Gun still beat it, but
yeah,
it's supposed to be there was some myth that someone had a VHS tape but that was never found. I would love to see that, being a big fan of that. So
yeah. Who is that? Warner Brothers? Who owns Cobra?
Warner Brothers.
Okay. Let's see here. Thoughts on the Wicker Man from Jonathan Sonko? I like the Wicker. I mean, I don't like it as much as some people, but yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's very odd. I could definitely see how people wouldn't like it because it does. You know, it's kind of like a it's a preferred taste. Maybe I guess is what people would say because it is weird.
I haven't seen in a long time. Sally, the first thing I thought was the remake. Yeah, of course, him beating up people in bear suits and
yeah.
I don't know what. It kind of makes you wonder what people were thinking. Like they're shooting. Okay, Nick, I want you to punch this person in a bear suit, and it's like, and they took. How, as a director, do you go? Yep, move on, keep going. You don't see this, go like time out or
there were so many movies in general and remakes and everything that was coming out. What was that, like 2006, 2007, something like that?
Yeah.
It's insane how much stuff came out around that time period. And I'm sure these studios were just like, fuck it. Let's make as much shit as we can. Let's see what properties we have the rights to. Who can, and they're still kind of that way. I really think that a lot of the times it's not about the movie itself. It's just about the franchise and the property and everything. They don't care about the actual product.
Case in point, that Netflix Chainsaw Massacre film. I can't imagine anyone cared about that product. They're too busy worrying about their Confederate flags.
I don't understand that at all. I am shocked though that there still hasn't been any sort of physical release of that because they would make a ton of money on a Blu-ray of it. I mean, it sucks, but like it is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. There are a lot of people out there. Garrett's one of them, man. He'll have, if it's a part of a franchise, he'll get it. You know,
it's true.
Uncle Bill had bad diarrhea. Just look up right up there, East Side Motel 6. But yeah, we're going to do it hopefully next week. And I do want to rewatch Dogma. That's one that I did not get to rewatch. And it's been a long time since I've seen that. So it'll give me time to at least rewatch that one.
And you have a copy to watch?
I do. I have the Blu-ray.
Okay. Because that's, I mean, it's such a hard thing to find nowadays. That movie's so hard to find nowadays.
What's the story with that? I mean, it's out of print, of course, but like, is the thing they're not thinking they're going to be a re-release of it at some point?
Long story short, at first Disney made it. They got a lot of heat from the Catholic League, so they sent it to Harvey Weinstein. Bought it, and then he released it through Lionsgate. And so now Harvey Weinstein kind of has it hostage because I think at one point he wanted money because Kevin Smith wanted to, buy it because it's his movie. But then Harvey Weinstein wanted too much money, and this is about a week before it was found out what he did. It's like he was calling people to try to sell stuff off. And so I think it's still in the hands of Harvey Weinstein, and I'm sure someone will eventually, but then it's like you want to release the film, but then they got to take the heat of Harvey, and it's like, well, we're doing it for the movie. I don't know, but the way this people are sensitive nowadays, it's like they're waiting for someone else to take that heat. So I think it's because of Harvey Weinstein. He bought it. He released it. I think through Lionsgate. It became one of the mainstream Lionsgate releases at that time. And
that's probably the one that I have.
Yeah.
I don't know what year. Probably 2011, 2012 that came out. And the weird thing is, it's like I like Kevin Smith movies and everything, but I wouldn't say I'm a mega fan. But it's odd. I have almost all of his movies aside from the last few. I never did buy those. But yeah, it's weird that I have so many of his films on Blu-ray. I think they're all on Blu-ray. The only one that I didn't have from that classic era on Blu-ray, well, this is late in the classic era, would be Clerks 2. I think I had it on HD DVD and I sold all my HD DVDs off. But they did like a whole Kevin Smith collection box set that I remember getting into a review in the early Blu-ray days. It had Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Chasing Amy in the set. So I've still got that one in there. And yeah, I even have a copy of Tusk, which is unfortunate.
You're burning on camera.
I should. I might actually do that. Tune in. Jonathan, thoughts on Bad Moon, the 95, 96 werewolf movie with Eddie Wilson from Eddie and the Cruisers.
I do remember that. It's got Michael Pare. It's got the kid from Dennis the Menace. I forget his name.
Yeah, that was like one of the only other movies I ever remember seeing that kid in. He had to do more, right? But
yeah,
I can't recall.
I think his name was Mason something. Mason Gamble or something.
That sounds right.
I liked it. I mean,
I liked it. Yeah, I think it's
there's only some
underrated, kind of. No, you go ahead.
No, I was saying there's only so much you do with a werewolf film. So the fact they have like the dog being like the hero, it was a different twist on it. There's a couple bad morphine effects because that time every movie tried to do morphine effects and they don't hold up. They didn't hold up then. They don't hold up now.
Well, the mid 90s is a bad time for CGI stuff. Unless you had a shit ton of money, which, Jurassic Park and Forrest Gump and stuff like that looks pretty good. Independence Day, I think, still looks pretty decent. But if you don't have that big money, all that CG, like I could only imagine what American Werewolf in Paris would look like at this point. I haven't watched it like 20 years. But
Jesus.
That has a 4K out too. Did you know that? I think it's
the Screen Factory do that one.
Well, they would. They'll come out with any damn
That's
thing.
coming.
Yeah.
They released an Island Dr. Moreau remake. They did Lost in Space.
Dracula 2000.
That's it. So American Werewolf in Paris 4K coming soon. Guarantee Screen Factory.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
If they did Creepshow 3, anything's possible. So,
Jerry, buddy, I don't know. Yoga Hosers is kind of fun, in his opinion, like a PG-13 midnight movie.
I don't even think if you're high, you could enjoy that movie.
Right.
That movie's like, fuck that piece of shit. Horrible movie.
No, my monitor goes wacko here. Sorry. Looks like I was having a strobe light or something.
People praise the Yoga Hosers. The monitor's like, can't hear this shit.
Yeah.
People praise the Yoga Hosers. What the hell?
There are people out there, though, and no offense to Jerry. I mean, he's a great guy and everything.
Right.
I'm not really talking about him, but right. I mean, there are fans of everything out there. People that fucking like defend that Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I've seen that, and that's just, I don't know what to say. There are people out there that like everything. So, thoughts on Slither, the James Gunn movie? It's okay. Yeah,
I feel the same way. I didn't see it in theaters. James Gunn. I like Nathan Fillion as an actor. Michael Rooker. Yeah, it's okay. It's not one to rewatch a lot, but it's decent. It's not too bad.
It's got great effects in it and all that. And it's a weird movie, like for the time frame that it came out. There weren't a whole lot of movies like it's kind of like a creature feature throwback sort of movie. It's okay. I mean, we saw it in theaters, which I had fun with it. I think there was a big buzz at the time when it came out, but it was a huge flop, right? It didn't do that well, I don't think.
Yeah. But I mean, honest, creature features don't really do well nowadays. That was a thing, 80s, 90s staple, but nowadays, I mean, I guess if you count A Quiet Place as creature feature, maybe that does well, but not the gooey, gory, R-rated stuff. I don't know. I guess they feel it's a niche audience that would just see it on streaming nowadays.
This is a random question from Red. I'm trying to catch back up a little bit, so I'm skipping some people. Ever heard of Tom Mega Man McGee from WWF? Yeah.
Wow.
That's very obscure. He wasn't around very long.
He had that match with Bret Hart, right?
Yeah, that was, I guess he was talking about the Lost Media. Like that was one that, it was a tryout match that I think Tom McGee had with Bret Hart, and Bret made him look like a fucking superstar. So they immediately signed him, and then I think he had some more dark matches or whatever they were at the time. And Vince saw that no, that wasn't Tom McGee, that was Bret Hart, making him look that. So yeah, he didn't. He may have been on TV some back in the day, but this was probably what 86, 87. So I didn't recall him at all. But you know, like I said, he must have not been around very long.
Yeah, because the thing I heard is that Vince wanted him to be the next Hulk Hogan. Like, he wanted him to be the next top star. So I don't know, he didn't work out, then he found Ultimate Warrior, or that was after? I'm not sure the timeline.
It was probably right around the same time, I think. Yeah, that may have been like Vince was like, oh, look how vascular this guy is. He's got all the energy.
Hey, cowboys, you're looking good in the shower. Looking good.
I'm gonna poop. Jack, I do remember this. He's asking if I remember an old episode of the radio show where some guy called in. You talked to him for a bit. He was nice. When you all said bye, he said, stay white, and hung up. I totally remember that. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, that was very random.
Would be funny if he said, stay black.
And it was a white guy, yeah, obviously on there. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Bradley, now Matt, maybe you can answer this. I wasn't a big fan of that Friday the 13th series. Maybe I need to go back and revisit it, but do you have like a top 3 favorite episodes? I know Bradley's a big fan of that series.
I'll be honest, I to this day have never seen the show. I've seen it on the documentary, but yeah, I did not have that channel cable growing up. Yeah, I understand. I'm an old guy. Back in the day, them kids, we only had 4 channels. You damn kids, your cable. We got ABC, CBS. For some reason, a second CBS, and PBS. That's all we had, you damn kids.
I remember
4 in them hills.
Kids today, they do not realize, when I say kid, well, I mean, they are kids, really. They're 20 years younger than me. How like difficult it was to, you know, watch your favorite show sometimes, or your movie. You had to watch them. You had to go to the damn video store, man. Or, you know, because like before everything was digital, you had to have a fucking TV guide, and you had to like actually search for this shit to know when it was coming on. And I can even remember too, because I've always been a big wrestling fan and everything, and wanted to catch some of the smaller wrestling promotions. And I would make my dad take me to his office where they had this, you remember them big fucking satellite dishes that would like rotate.
Yeah.
Like it would take 15 minutes to rotate around to get some different coordinates or whatever. And I would get Memphis Wrestling and tape it on there. My dad would fucking waste like 3 hours of his Saturday so I could record this Memphis Wrestling back in like the mid 90s or whatever the hell it was. Oh shit. OCP is asking about he's the Sting's retirement match is I think Saturday. I think it's this Saturday, the AEW pay-per-view. 88, I think, was his debut in WCW or NWA or whatever it was at the time. So damn, like we're talking like nearly 37 years or so. That's insane. And he can still go. I'll give it to Sting, man, for a fucking 60-year-old guy. Holy crap. So hopefully he does actually retire though, and don't want to see anybody getting hurt or anything at that age, especially.
Yeah, I haven't seen AEW, so I haven't seen any of his matches on there, so I didn't know if he was good or not good on AEW.
It seemed like for a while he was doing limited stuff, and then he just throws out some crazy dive here and there when you're like, God, this dude's 60-some years old. What the hell is he doing?
So it looks like you got two super chats, another from Bobby, another from Corey Dedention.
Yeah, I'm behind here. We'll get through those. Bobby, $2 super chat. Thank you again, sir. So, yeah, nephew Bill got Kevin Smith.
He's your nephew.
Yeah, thank you, Carta. He was the one that requested the Kevin Smith show, by the way. And I told it he was one that I messaged earlier tonight. I was like, Uncle Bill's got the chronic shits, so it's probably going to be a week or so. And we'll get it though. I was looking forward to it for sure. But yeah, there was a guy that actually said that Doctor Sleep was better than The Shining. Yeah.
I disagree with that.
Fucking Doctor Sleep. I gotta admit, man, I didn't think people were giving Doctor Sleep way too much credit, in my opinion. I mean, I didn't think it was awful, but I definitely didn't think it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. But the funny thing is I got the Blu-ray and then I just never bothered to rewatch it. So it's not a bad film, but I don't think it's close to The Shining. It's better than the Stephen King's Shining.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
But
you got fucking
it's okay.
Bugs Bunny, that little kid. I'm never watching it. That's another one that I am never watching again. Never watching that movie.
Don't request it.
Don't request it. No.
You don't want to see more topiary animals coming alive.
I thought though that Dr. Sleep, it felt like a made for TV. Like it had that feel to it. To me, or like a Netflix show.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit long too. I mean, The Shining, I never felt the length. The Doctor Sleep, I did feel the length a bit. But yeah, I don't think it was a bad film, but I don't think every film needs to be 3 hours long.
Well, and the thing is too, what was it, Mike Flanagan, the guy that made it. Like that dude is an amazing filmmaker. I'm not going to lie. And if it was all him,
yeah.
I think most of that was all him,
I see.
Otherwise, like most of the cast, like what was the fucking girl's name? I can't even remember now. The killer in it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like her. I didn't think that she was, I don't know, not believable. But yeah, I'll never watch that movie again. We watched it that one time. Damn, I'm way behind here. We were talking about Cobra probably 20 minutes ago. This is a good question. Would I fuck a sheep if I was a sheep? Why, hell yeah. What's wrong with that? What else are you going to fuck if you were a sheep? You go fuck yourself. You go fuck a log or something. Right?
Go for a sheep herder. The bushwhackers.
Yeah, you could like jump up on Butch's leg and hump it or whatever.
So with the sheep being doing like this as he's doing it.
Oh shit. Jim Powers. Weinstein was a nice guy. Kevin Smith had good things to say about him on a ton of those Evening with Kevin Smith, right? That was his guy, Harvey.
I'm sure he loves. That's recorded forever too. Him saying he can't. Frozen in time.
Wow, another super chat. OCP Communications. Is there a single horror film coming out this year that either of you are looking forward to or curious about? Or a boot? Sorry to boot that.
Oh my God. Talk about that later.
Maxine, I think, is coming out this year. I'm kind of interested in that one. What else? There's the M. Night Shyamalan's daughter has a feature film debut this year, which that's kind of interesting. I think Dakota Fanning is in that. The Watchers, which I can't really tell what it's about. They did do a trailer for it earlier this week. What else? What the hell else is coming out this year?
I can't get into anything because I saw Night Swim and that was awful. But that's Blumhouse. I should have known. Unless you love haunted swimming pools.
Who the fuck thought of that? I got it.
It was a guy. A guy made like a 1 minute short film about it, and they said, "You did a movie."
Man, that's like fucking Skinamarink too. Like I could see, okay, a short movie on something like that. Not everything can translate into like a feature length movie.
And that shows. Movies coming out. I guess the first Omen, which I thought the original Omen was the first Omen, but apparently maybe it's about the sperm.
Lord,
I don't know.
What did the Omen remake do that well? I don't even remember the Omen remake doing well. And this was this is close to 20 years ago, 18 years ago. 666. I remember the date. Great marketing with that. The kid was not threatening looking at all in that Omen. Are they going to have a new Damien in it, or is this like a reimagining the new Omen?
Well, to answer your previous question, it made $120 million worldwide on a $25 million budget.
Well, fuck it. It did make money then. Why'd they wait 18 years to make another one if it made that much money? It sucked. We watched the movie in the theater. I've never watched it since. Maybe I should revisit it. I remember it sucking though.
That was one of your first on the roads, right?
It was the very first on the road. It was like 35 seconds long or whatever. It was very short. We had a Kodak Easy Share camera, man, that was recording these, 240p or 240i probably videos.
Do you remember what was the idea behind you doing that? Was it spur of the moment, or you saw someone else do it, or you just said, "We're seeing this movie, let's just film ourselves"?
Well, what it was is we went for years and watched movies, usually on a Sunday, the matinee. Back then, matinee ticket price was $3.50. I think I said it in the video or whatever. So we would just go almost every Sunday at that point. And then I was like, well, fuck, we'll just record a brief review. And YouTube was very new at the time. So this was like June of 2006. I don't know when YouTube started, but I don't think there was anything like that back then. But it was just an idea. We're like, I mean, we're going to go watch it anyway. Let's record like a brief review of it, and it was very brief.
Yeah, YouTube, I think, was like 2005, maybe it started. 2004, 2005. So yeah, it's fairly new still. That's when people don't remember this. That's when you had 10 minutes at most that you could upload.
Well, you got to think then too. How would you even record? Like, I guess they had DV tapes if you wanted remember the DV cameras that had the little tapes. The best quality. That was the best quality camera you could probably use on YouTube then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like now where, I mean, you've got webcams that can do 4K and shit, and you can get them for hardly nothing. Like, it's crazy. Like, I got this little USB microphone on Temu that fucking sounds good, man. Like, I got it to do like my video reviews and stuff like that, to hook it up to my phone or whatever, because it sounds way better. But yeah, like $10 or something like that for a little USB microphone. It's crazy that how fast that technology's moved and everything.
Oh, and to answer his question, for me, there ain't jack shit of horror films I'm looking forward to this year. I mean, it's not a horror film, but I saw the images of that new Crow film.
Oh God!
Where the guy looks like Jared Leto Joker. He looks like he got a tattoo, and the guy's eye is his nipple, and I'm like, you look like a. Many words I could say that won't be appropriate on YouTube, so it's jeez Louise Dreyfus.
I just think like it's when I see the Crow, which I'm not a big Crow fan. I mean, I like it okay. I mean, I don't go ape shit over the Crow movies or anything, but like it's just a checklist. Okay, they haven't done Crow in a while. Here's another Crow movie. Like they've got a checklist of shit that they've got to do again. You know, I don't expect it. That's a movie that I'll never watch. I mean, I guess if somebody requests it or something like that, I'll fucking watch it, but I have no interest in checking it out.
Right. No one's done Crow in a while. It sounds like a drug they took in Young Guns.
Yeah.
You see the size of that turkey? We're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us.
Have 166 people in here. Wow. Appreciate everybody coming in. Bradley's got an interesting one here. Who is your favorite Stooge? Larry, Moe, Curly? We can throw Shemp in there. We can throw Curly Joe in there, even if anybody out there likes him. I don't think they do. Poor old Curly Joe.
Well, he's better than Joe Dorita, I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen anything with Joe Dorita. I've heard the name.
And I miss it much. I gotta go with Curly. I know it's a typical answer. Moe is close though, but I grew up with those guys. I have the whole DVD set. Still no Blu-ray set, which blows my mind for how popular those characters are. But love those guys, and Curly was my favorite though.
I think Curly was a lot of favorites. I like Shemp a lot too, though. Like I think it's his hair or whatever. Like when I was a kid, I was like, "Holy shit, is that his real hair?" Because it was like a fucking mop, you know. But I'm surprised that they haven't done like an updated biopic on the Stooges, because their story is pretty insane, really. You know, I know that they did. Didn't they do like a docudrama type thing back in like the early 2000s? It wasn't too bad, but it was very like budget.
Yeah, it was on. I think it showed on ABC. I think Mel Gibson produced it. It was like 2000 or so. I think what's his name from the Michael Chiklis. He played Curly.
Oh yeah.
He was on the TV show The Shield. But I was going to mention it's not a docu movie. It's a documentary. I highly recommend anyone. It's called Hey Mo, Hey Dad. Mo's son made it, and it's deep. Like every episode is like an hour, and they go through the entire history from how they first started. For those out there, there's a playlist on YouTube. I have it on DVD, but it's called Hey Mo, Hey Dad, and again, it's made by Mo's son. It goes from how they first started. Like every episode is like 50 minutes long. If you're a fan of Three Stooges, highly recommend it. It's from
I
when
would
they were
definitely.
born to the death.
I would definitely be interested in that for sure. They did.
It's like 9 or 10 episodes.
I know, like with Curly Joe, didn't they do like a cartoon series or something like that? I think in like the early '60s, maybe. Like I would like to have those. I would like to have those on DVD if I don't know if they're out or not, but I know like Warner Brothers or Universal or whoever owns it, they did like volumes of all of the old, the old mini movies or whatever you call them.
Oh yeah, I got actually. There we go.
Oh yeah, you've got them all. Looks like.
Yep.
Damn.
These are from Sony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the whole set. It's from 1934, and then the last one is 59.
So I think I may have the first 3 or 4, maybe. I can't remember, but yeah, those are awesome sets. I like you were saying, I'm shocked that they haven't done like a Blu-ray box set of all those, which I'm sure at some point they will.
It would be nice. I mean, they deserve it.
Michael Sharp is in the chat. He's asking about, I don't know if you may have seen this, the Tiffany Shepis movie Nightmare Man. I think Rolf Kanefsky.
I've heard of it.
Directed.
I remember you guys reviewed it back in the day on the show.
I haven't watched it in many, many years, but I remember it being a fun movie. And There's Nothing Out There was the big movie that Rolf Kanefsky's known for from like the late 90s. I think Vinegar Syndrome did that. Yeah. I think that's an example of one of those movies too, where Vinegar Syndrome and all these companies are starting to run out of like the old 80s and even 90s movies to watch. So pretty soon you're going to be seeing some of the, the early to mid 2000s horror movies that they'll probably be doing 4Ks and Blu-rays of those soon. I think Nightmare Man may be one of them. I don't know if you want to go here, but we did get a question. I don't like, as far as Donald Trump, Joe Biden, whoever's running, I don't watch the news. I don't think that either one is worth a shit, to be honest with you. I think politics is more or less like you're rooting for a fucking it's like a football game. Which team are you on, right? They don't care. A lot of these people don't care about, any of their policies or whatever. It's just, hey, they're Democrat, hey, they're Republican, bulls. Let's go. But I think he may get reelected. I mean, that's scary to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big into dump trunk, and I'm not into Joe Bidet, as I call him. Here's the thing with politicians. I'll just say this. They only say what you want to hear until you elect them, and then they don't give a crap what you say.
Oh, yeah.
It's just all a committee. And all I can say is this. If I look at it factually, I think Trump time was better than Bidet's time, but I still think both suck. So I'll say that. So
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of an embarrassment too. Like Biden doesn't know where he's at most of the time, and every
he's
time
too
I
busy not
see him,
falling downstairs.
yeah, every time I see him now too, he reminds me of the fucking ventriloquist doll. Fuck,
Jeff
what's
Dunham.
yeah, Jeff Dunham's like when he's grinning and stuff. Hey.
I remember that.
Did we get another super chat?
A few of them.
Well, fuck. I'm sorry, boss. Oh God, I need to keep track of this better here. Dynamite Tiger, $4.99 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Here's some money for Uncle Bill's Get Well Soon card. Well, thank you, sir. Bobby Reynolds, another $5 super chat. Thank you, Bobby. What for the final episodes of the Three Stooges? They got all six of the Stooges together. If they were still alive or somehow could work it out. Yeah, I don't think they all were ever doing like it. Curly died first, right? He died pretty in the early 50s, I think.
Yeah, he had a stroke in the mid late 40s, and then he lived a few more years and then passed away. There's one episode when Shemp was and Curly's sleeping, and they're going through a train, and he does that famous kind of snore. You know, I can't do it, but because he couldn't do much physically.
Right.
But in the heyday, Shemp was first with the Stooges, but he wanted to strike out on his own. So if he wanted, he probably could have joined them in the heyday, but he was off he was in movies and stuff, and he only came back when Curly had the stroke. But yeah, it would have been cool to see all of them together in a fantastical sense, of course. Never reality, but in fantasy, sure.
It's kind of interesting their story too, though, because they were so popular in that time period, and then later in their career, you know, it was almost like they were just kind of like a circus act or whatever, going from town to town. Like there's a story that's, I don't know if you checked out the Mark Scheffler interview that we did from the guy from Last House on the Left, who actually has a Three Stooges story where his dad paid the Stooges. Now, at this time, it was Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe, I think, were the Three Stooges. When he was a little boy, his dad paid for them to come to his birthday party and entertain the kids. And I'm like, that's just insane. Right. And he's got a photo and everything. So it's really cool. But yeah, I think in that period of time, man, I mean, it was like they were just doing whatever I don't know if you would probably know more about this than me, if they were having a lot of financial issues or what the deal was. I think the studio kind of screwed them over or something, right?
Yeah, when pretty much they weren't doing shorts into films anymore, they kind of tipped into the curb. I think they tried to screw them over the TV deal, the residuals, and there had to be a big fight about that. Trying to remember the other details, but
yeah, it's just an interesting story from some of the stuff I've heard here and there. OCP, another $5 super chat. Thank you guys so much. Since Sony made a deal with Disney to distribute future physical media releases, which Disney or Fox title would you want to see get a release the most?
Well, first I have to remember which is which, like what movies are under.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to studios, sometimes I'm not the best at remembering who owns what. Man, like I don't know what you think about this, but I know that they won't release it.
Song of the South.
Song of the South.
Why not?
Dude, like I don't know why people can't. This was what, in the 40s. I just don't. I mean, I definitely kind of get it, but at the same time, it was in the 40s. It was a different time period. You know,
If you watch it, it's not as bad as they make it out to be. I don't think.
I don't either.
I mean, as in compared to other movies, like Soul Man.
Well, the Uncle Remus character is the star of the movie, essentially, and this was in the 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, whatever. They're probably never that, but that would be one that I would like. I would love to see that movie cleaned up, and because I actually think it's a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I watched it finally, I was like, "Oh hell, that's not that bad." I mean, you can see some things here and there for sure, but people need to fucking loosen up a little bit. I mean, God bless.
Well, I mean, look at for those who don't remember, Lady and the Tramp. There's these two cats that are Siamese and completely Asians. Siamese, if you please.
Right.
Like that's fine and dandy, I guess.
But
And I
yeah,
mean, the Little Mermaid. People
was the
forget
last?
that's a 16-year-old girl.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
16-year-old girl, Little Mermaid, and her titties out, and like, I need to sleep with this guy, and she's like 16.
What was
But that's
the Rescuers or something like that? Wasn't that the one that like had subliminally like still shots of naked women in it or something like that?
a few of them did. A
I
few
think
of
that
them did.
I think it was the Rescuers, yeah. But they may have been another one here and there, but that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, so what any other ones you can think of Disney or Fox related?
I'll think of one of each. I mean, I don't. It's not technically Disney, but it's Touchstone. I think they worked with Disney. Three Men and a Baby was a childhood favorite of mine, and that was such a people forget how popular that film was. It
Mm-hmm.
was the biggest hit of its year, 1987.
Mm-hmm.
Not on Blu-ray, and I think it's fun for what it is. And for Fox, I'll say there's a bunch, but I'll say Gleam in the Cube, Christian Slater. That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's one.
Not
Even
even on DVD in the US.
if they don't want to release it, license it to like Vinegar Syndrome or somebody like that, they'll freaking release it. I guarantee you they'll do it.
I'd gladly buy Gleam in the Cube, sure.
I would too. Yeah, that's one that I burned up when I was a kid. Like I love that movie. They
That's a
put
fun one.
towards the end of the movie, doesn't he put together like the ultimate fucking skateboard for this big ride at the end of the movie? I always thought that was so cool. These stealth rollers or whatever the hell he said it was. I haven't seen that movie in probably 15 years, but I can still remember that. This is an interesting one here from Carded Redemption. Who would you cast to play Vince McMahon in a biopic?
Wow.
Vince McMahon.
Young or old Vince?
Well, it would have to be. I think he would have to be able to like transition from the young to the old, maybe. So who's somebody that could pull off that age? Ben Affleck, Bulls. Ben Affleck. Oh yeah. You know, Netflix did have it was some sort of documentary that they were ready to air, and then all this, it was done. They were ready to put it out there, and then all this came out, and I'm sure it'll never see the light of day now.
No, not at all. But I don't know. It's hard to, because like I picture actors, but I don't know if they could do the voice, the walk. Vince is a weird cat. He's a weird, unique cat, to replicate.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that though anytime soon. Because for one thing, like, wouldn't WWE would have to okay it? Like, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to use the WWE name, or what would be the point? You know.
You know what? I'll answer James Woods because I like his actor, and he could be crazy.
Could he pull off the
Yeah,
younger
that's
Vince McMahon though? He's like close to 80 years old at
But
this
yeah,
point.
true. I just want to see him do Vince's lines, screaming, yelling.
Ah!
Rub that baby oil all over. Get it in there.
Luis is, do you guys think A24 Studios would be the right fit for a remake from any slasher or horror drama from the 70s or 80s? Could be Burnt Offerings, Alice Sweet Alice, or his Yellow film. I mean, yeah, they would do it. A24 does a little bit of everything, really. So, what would be a slat? Well, they've remade most of them. I mean, My Bloody Valentine would be one but they already did that.
Madman. A24 at Madman. There you go.
You never know. Maybe Burnt Offerings. People nowadays don't like movies like Burnt Offerings. I don't think I think it's a little bit too slow. These kids nowadays don't have patience for the slow build. Alice Sweet Alice would be an interesting one. Was that one ever remade? I don't think it was.
No, not that I know of.
Beetlejuice 2.
Nope.
I can guarantee that's going to be a gigantic turd. No question.
I don't know who's asking for it today.
It's just another one, man. It's a checklist. They had a list of shit. Michael Keaton, I guess he realizes, hey, I'm not going to be able to do these probably in the next 10 years or so. I'm getting old. Let's do it. Both Batman, Beetlejuice, come on. Hit me. I just can't believe that you get him to play Batman again and you're going to fucking just do that damn Flash movie or whatever of all the shit that you could do. And I'm not even a big comic book guy, but fuck, I don't get it.
You and me both. I'm going half hour on that movie.
When it comes to the superhero movies and stuff, though, man, like I cannot believe that shit is still popular as it is. It's been over 20 years straight of these movies. Boom, 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 boom every year.
Yeah.
You know, and they're still popular as ever. I don't get it, but Buckeye Blood, baby. Buckeye Blood, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. What films need a Blu-ray /4K? My two are Strangeland and Gummo. Gummo seems promising since Trash Humpers just got a deluxe. Well, boys, you got to have Trash Humpers on Blu-ray, on the deluxe Blu-ray with the slipcover.
Exactly.
Blu-ray and 4K for you, man. What would you like be excited about?
Okay. I'll pick Blu-ray first, mainly for films that are only on VHS. As much as Michael Filcher wanted to shit on it, Murdered by Phone.
Uh-oh.
But Murder by Phone I do like as Richard Chamberlain. I mean, come on, it's a silly movie. Of course, it's called Murder by Phone. Of course, it's a silly movie, but you got people shaking and bleeding, their eyes exploding from phones. That's better than most of the stuff Better Decision releases, in my opinion. But yeah, that one, James Brolin film Night of the Juggler, and that's a bit of underrated thriller, kind of like Taken before Taken, made in the 80s. I'll throw in 4K Jacob's Ladder, the 1990 film. I think that could use a better release.
Yeah, there's a pretty good edition of that out from Imprint Films. I think it's just a Blu-ray, though.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's martial arts films that never got a DVD at all. There's a film called Deadly Outbreak, Jess Speakman, where he shoots the guy in the balls with a shotgun and goes, I guess you forgot your bulletproof cup. I'm a sucker for those kind of movies. So
yeah.
a lot of there's this PM Entertainment was a company in the early 90s They did like Zero Tolerance with Robert Patrick, Riot with Sugar Ray Leonard and Gary Daniels. A lot of those would be nice to see on Blu-ray. Those are fun action movies. So a lot of those. But yeah, this quite a bit more. But
he mentioned Strangeland. I think
that.
there's some sort of like legal issue with that movie, if I'm not mistaken, because it's
Hmm.
I don't think that one has been out since that original like artisan DVD, probably 20, 24, 25 years ago, whenever it initially came out. I don't know, but one that I've always waited on, and it's not the best movie ever, but I love the soundtrack in it. And just the option to see, 1987 Joan Jett in 4K, Light of Day, man, with her and Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
That's another like music rights thing. Has to be something like that because it's never even gotten a DVD. I don't think.
That I know of, no.
Yeah, and then oddly enough, me and another buddy of mine were talking about Corey Haim earlier today. And I was thinking of some of his movies. Like there's a lot like Demolition High, I don't think is out on, and I love that movie back in the day. And then the Fast Getaway movies, Prayer, the Roller Boys. There's a bunch that I would love to see
Watchers.
like updated. Yeah.
The first Watchers. Yeah.
They had
that doesn't have one.
That DVD is probably 20, 25 years old too. And it's out of print and going for crazy money.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, Artisan, I think. A lot of those Artisan ones were the last time that any of those movies came out on anything like.
Yep. Artisan Entertainment.
Watchers 2, I think, came out from Scream Factory.
Yep, I got it.
But yeah, the first one, who knows? But yeah, Buckeye Blood, baby. Thank you for the super chat, if you will. We got some more super chats on the way. This is Australian money right here, boys. That guy looks familiar. Hopium Gardner. Thank you for the super chat, man. You guys just curious about your opinion on the film The Reflecting Skin with Viggo Mortensen. Certainly an odd little movie. Well, I have never seen it. So if Matt has, let me know. Is it something I need to check out?
I haven't. If I saw it, it's been a long time. I don't remember the details. So sadly, I can't answer your question well. I can't remember it, but of course I remember crap like Yoga Hosers, but I can't remember that movie.
Viggo Mortensen, boss. Thank you again, sir. And Manders, what is going on? I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. $4.99 super chat. She said they need a welcome to the Dollhouse sequel so we can finally find out what happened to Dawn Wiener Dog Wiener. That's my thoughts. Have you ever seen that movie, Rambo?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man, you would probably love that movie. Actually, it's kind of similar to the only thing I can compare it to is Napoleon Dynamite, but it was 10 years before Napoleon Dynamite came out. It's just a weird, like kind of a dark comedy. Very odd. Yeah, we reviewed it a couple of years ago.
Cool.
It's got Heather Matarazzo, I think is the actress's name. This was her debut role. She was in the Scream. She was in like Scream 3, I think, and Hostel. I think she's in Hostel 2. She's been in a bunch of stuff, but this was her debut movie, I think, from the mid-90s. Welcome to the Dollhouse. It's a good one.
Okay. Very cool. I'll check that out.
Okay, so I'm going back to the chat, boss. Jack's trying to stir the pot, bulls. Do you think Garrett is one of those people who uses the pit to catapult themselves into internet stardom and then turns their back on the pit? Here's what Garrett's problem is. And he knows this too, and I've talked to him about this, but he's just such a nice guy when it comes to some of these smaller channels. He does not want to say, hey, I don't have time or whatever. He does them all. He does all of them, I think. So a lot of that leads to, hey, I'm already booked, boss. So the stuff with Garrett, yeah, we haven't done a whole lot of stuff with Garrett lately, but it's not anything other than just that. I mean, he's always doing other people's stuff. So trying to get his name out there.
So you're saying he's Shawn Michaels or you're Marty Jannetty, and he's going to super kick you through the window.
Right, the barbershop window. Let's see. Lots of stuff here, boys. God, I don't even know what the hell time it is. I'm probably 20 minutes behind the chat.
But yeah, Garrett seems like a nice guy. I just haven't had a chance to talk with him a lot. We've been on different streams, but seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah, I do know we're doing the Scream Factory year 7 sometime in March. So nice. we are doing that. We're trying to space those out. Yeah, because we're almost caught up. Like Scream Factory really slowed down over the last probably 3 or 4 years. They're not doing a whole lot, you know. But yeah, I think we've got that one planned and possibly doing a couple more things. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised more people haven't asked about Garrett because we've only had him on like just very sparsely over the last probably 3 or 4 months. Let's see. Got a lot of people in here. Alpha Romero. Did you watch the Cornette? I think I heard you talk about the Cornette podcast with Brian. Brian last parents hired Vince Russo to make an appearance at his 13th. Is that true?
I hope so. I hope that's the case, please.
Okay, so Terminator and the Planet of the Apes. They've done Planet of the Apes to death, though, right? They've come out with like all of those on Blu-ray at least. And Terminator's had more than its fair share. I don't know if they've really done Terminator right, though, have they?
Yeah, that's the thing. A bona fide release would be nice to see, but it's James Cameron, so I don't really hold my breath on it.
Another super chat from the Hopium Gardener. He says, it looks like Gladiator 2 is set to flop like the last few Ridley Scott films. Does this guy want to lose money until retirement comes around? Ridley Scott's probably like, I could only imagine how much money that motherfucker's got.
Did you hear what supposedly the budget for that film is?
No.
$300 million. That was going to be 165, and for some shenanigans, it ballooned up to like over 300 million.
Holy shit! What? How many movies nowadays even make that back? Not many.
I guess they hope is. I don't know. I guess. Once in a while, you have a film like whether people saw or not, Joker, that made $1 billion, and that was an R-rated film. Mm-hmm. I guess they're hoping. They're going to be baiting now to hopefully hit that switch. But Gladiator 2, no, I just no. I don't see it happening. No.
We were talking, what was this, what year was Gladiator 1? Like 99, 98? What year was that? It's probably at least 20 years ago, I know.
That was 2000.
Maybe it was 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Okay. So 24 years ago. It was a gigantic hit then, but there were a lot of summer blockbuster movies that made it a lot of money then. Not that way today, you know. I don't know. I don't see it doing that well either. I liked Gladiator. I think visually, like, it was fucking like killer. It looked great and everything, but that movie's too fucking long, man. What was it, like 3.5 hours long or something? I just, I don't know why Ridley Scott can't fucking make a movie under 3 hours.
I think he did that. It's called Alien Covenant.
Oh, is that under 3 hours?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Oh, God. Predminator is in here. What is up, man? Are we going to watch the Roadhouse remake with Uncle Bill's favorite Jake Gyllenhaal? And it's taking place at the Roadhouse, right?
Yep. That's what it's called. The Roadhouse. Well, it's not in theaters. It's going to streaming. So for folks that you can watch it or don't watch it.
I'm not going to watch it. I don't give a shit. For some reason, I was thinking that the Ronda Rousey one was made and was already out. Like, that's how up to date I was on the Roadhouse movies. I was like, oh, that must have flopped. I don't hear too many people talk about the Ronda Rousey Roadhouse.
Nah, they didn't make it. They did a sequel called Roadhouse 2, Last Call. That I don't think anyone remembers.
It was made by the same guy that did Dirty Dancing Havana Nights or something around the same time. They were doing those really shitty direct to DVD movies.
Oh my God. I forgot about that movie. It's like Universal when they did those, like, out of the blue, Universal just decided to have all these sequels like Backdraft 2 and Erase, and then Warner Bros. Like Eraser Reborn, sequel to Arnold's film that he's not in, or reboot or whatever.
Did they do a 6-day sequel? They probably did.
Maybe we call it the 7th day.
Somebody asked, this is weird. Matthew asked about the China biopic, right? So Garrett's, I don't know if they're really making a China biopic or not, but he sent me this cosplay that this girl did of China, and I fucking couldn't believe it. I don't know if you can see it with my phone on here. Let's see if I can get it pulled up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of looks like the early era China with the chin, right?
Yeah.
She's probably not an actress or anything, so it wouldn't work, but I'll tell you guys to go to China Syndrome _ on Instagram, and this girl goes all out. Like, she really does resemble her quite a bit. But would they make a China biopic? I don't know.
So, okay, she has a website. Does she just cosplay her all the time?
I guess. Yeah, because I was looking on the Instagram. I mean, I think she's slightly prettier than China was, not to be mean. But she definitely resembles like the early era China before she got her chin fixed and everything.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's all she does. I'm looking on here. She does a lot of weightlifting and stuff too, but yeah, she's definitely just China all on, cosplaying all the time on there. Blu-ray Addict, I have not heard about the Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead remake. I shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know about it. You heard anything about it?
No, I mean, this don't rub people the wrong way. I don't even like the original, except like the first 15 minutes. When she goes all fit, the fashion model, going through all the clothes, I don't think anyone remembers that part of the movie. They remember like the first 20 minutes, and that's it. So
I don't really remember a whole lot. Like, Danielle Harris is in it. I kind of remember that. Did that one never come out on anything? Like, is that not on DVD or anything? Or
it's on DVD.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on Blu-ray though, but it's on DVD.
So do you think it's like just the concept of the movie itself? They don't want to re-release it on anything. I mean, they're doing a remake of it evidently, so that's kind of surprising. But I don't know. There is a cult fan base for that movie for some reason. I'm not one of those people. I don't really even remember the movie that much.
Well, I try to remember what company released it. Maybe it was. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have a Blu-ray, but yeah.
You want to do some Felcher bashing? Alice is on here 3 months into the new year and still no Trick or Treat 4K. What the F, boss? I think like I said, I think it's going to be a little while. You know, I don't know.
When he talked, he made it seem like it was just a little thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's just.
You would think like they would at least have some sort of update on it. They haven't really said anything about it, which leads me to believe they're probably going to wait now, I guess, until October of this year to bring it out. Maybe that's the only thing that kind of makes sense. But I don't know.
What was the last thing? It was special features they mentioned, or what was the last thing said as to what the delay might have been?
Yeah, it had to be something special feature related because that one, where did it was one of those shitty fucking like streaming services. It was on last fall, the new print of it. Screambox or something like that. I don't know. I can't keep track of all this shit. But the movie itself, the new transfer in 4K and everything was on there. So it had to be like something special feature related. But I don't know. I don't think he really told us for sure. He don't tell us much anything anymore. Terminator is turning 40 this year. They have not done a 4K at all of Terminator 1 yet, have they?
No.
So evidently YouTube Movies and Popcorn have Terminator on 4K already.
Yeah, unofficially, if you want to go that route. As for officially, no.
Well, how do they unofficially, like, I guess, what do they scan the 35 millimeter prints, I guess? That's how they get it?
I don't know. I don't know how they do any of that. All I care is, does it look like shit or not? I wish I knew how.
Yeah.
But
the Joker sequel is 200 million, according to OCP Communications. The first one cost 90 million. Well, I mean, that movie made like you were saying, a crazy amount of money. So I mean, you can, and it was more recent. Whereas Gladiator is a 24-year-old movie.
Yeah.
And what was the last, movie like that to make a lot of money? Like from that time period, 300 was kind of like that, I guess, but that was at least 15 years ago.
Yeah, and that was a comic book movie as well, and it's more stylized. This is not going to be that, so yeah.
Hopium Gardner is back. He enjoyed the review for Everybody Loves Raymond. Matt, to clarify, the man is set for life. He's getting 1 million an episode. You talking Ray Romano or whatever?
Ray Romano. Yeah, because I think during the review I'm asking, I don't really see him much anymore. But he answered that question. He was,
of course,
hey, good for him.
Well, and those are still syndicated and reruns and everything, so he's still getting paid for that. I mean, I don't blame him, man. Just enjoy your freaking life,
Yeah.
But yeah, you on your channel, you do pretty much. Is there anything that you would not, for any amount of money, review or commentate over? Because I've seen you do stuff that's totally, like, I mean, I like Everybody Loves Raymond and everything, but I wouldn't even know how to review something like that.
If the price is right, then nothing is off the board. I'll put it that way. Because I've seen a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard nowadays.
Yeah. No,
The money's green. We keep it clean. It's all good.
There you go. There you go. If you got the money, I got the time, right? Wasn't that a song back in the day?
Sounds about right.
There should be a biopic on Uncle Bill. Who would play Uncle Bill? You want to hear something funnier than shit? I'm thinking about this. Let me grab one of these. Garrett's little boy is like 5 years old, right?
Oh.
And we had these cards made. And, you know, Garrett's on one side of them. We pass them out at conventions or whatever else. And we got a DEADPIT one right there, right? So he was thinking that Uncle Bill here was Alec Baldwin in Beetlejuice. He said, "Oh, that's the guy from Beetlejuice." I was like, "Oh shit, that's killer." And then my wife always said that he looks like fucking Rick Moranis, Uncle Bill does. So if they could get him out of retirement, Rick Moranis play Uncle Bill.
So yes, for a movie, I guess you'd get Tony Khan.
There you go. You'd have to get him off cocaine for a little while though, or whatever the hell he's on. He's wild.
Well, it's a movie. Well, it's an adaptation. It doesn't all have to be realistic.
That's true.
We can flourish some things.
Jenny Ortega is China. Matthew Black, you're correct, sir. I've seen it myself. It was very large.
I have not seen it.
Well, you can look up one. Somebody may request. I don't know if you ever had a request like this, but you
not yet.
Do a commentary over One Night in China with X-Pac and China.
Not yet, but
you might.
I guess the door is open.
Yeah. I still have not seen the Iron Claw movie though. You really liked it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that if you really, really know the story, I don't know, it may bother you a bit more because they do mess with the facts a bit. I mean, they don't even have one of the brothers in there, which is a bit weird. This is all about family. The guy who plays Ric Flair is, oh my god, you would blow your brains out. Just what the fuck? Like, why cast this guy? This is the worst.
I've seen photos. Yeah, it is pretty bad.
The acting is even worse. It just nothing. But I did like the movie. I thought it was well directed. I thought it had some good emotion to it. I thought the acting was pretty good. Even Zac Efron, he got in really good shape. The wrestling moments. Dude, and the guy who played the dad.
Zac Efron was way more jacked than Kevin Von Erich ever was. He was playing Kevin Von Erich. He should have been Kerry Von Erich. You know?
That's what some people said, yeah.
Jerry L., I think Jerry's the big Scream Factory guy, if I'm not mistaken. He loves Scream Factory. Which that's fine. You can like what you want to like, right? He says, "I'm glad I sold my Arrow Killer Clowns Blu-ray 6 months back. Surprised you guys haven't talked about the upcoming 4K from Scheme Factory." Are you a big Killer Clowns fan? Man.
Yeah, love that movie. I'm glad it's gotten a second life. He's got the video game. You guys have mentioned many times all the toys, the novelties that have come out for it. What do you think was the initial spark of it getting a second life? Because usually, like the Monster Squad, when that came out on Blu-ray, that's when the life came. It seemed like just out of the blue, Killer Clowns, just out of the blue, just.
I have no idea on that one. I mean, what else? Like, there hasn't been. That movie was in '88. I'm trying to think, man. There wasn't like. I mean, Arrow had the Blu-ray and stuff come up, but that wasn't that awful long ago. I really have no idea. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm shocked that they haven't done a sequel for it yet because wouldn't be that difficult to do. I mean, it's not like it had any name actors or anything in it. You could just get get some new clown costumes and some good special effects
Yeah,
makeup and everything.
if they did a sequel now, it'll probably look like that Mutilator 2 trailer,
Oh,
which was god awful.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
that's yeah. I hate to say it, but we can't have good things anymore with this. Or what that movie you saw, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2?
Oh
I didn't see
God.
it, but you told me you were saying it was like
God.
bad.
I don't. Oh man. I'm surprised nobody's requested that one for you. Did anybody ever request? I don't think I've seen I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu. Has anybody requested that
No,
one yet?
not
Fuck,
yet.
man, those are two classics. I might actually request those.
Oh, be my guest.
Fuck. At one
You
point in
said that one
time,
was 3 hours?
it's like 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Jesus. But what were you going to say?
There's no point. Yeah, I was telling Uncle Bill that we need to all get together and do like a commentary over that one because it's just so ridiculous. Like the guy had, I mean, I think he just put everything that he recorded in that movie. Like he does not know how to edit at all. It's just fucking like, um, fuck, what was her name? Camille Keaton and the actress playing her daughter. There's a scene literally where they're sitting in a restaurant chit chatting for 10 minutes about nothing really. Like it's just playing mother and daughter chit chatting about life for literally 10 minutes. And there's stuff like that all throughout the movie.
Jesus.
Bradley Taylor. How do you feel about a Chucky in space movie?
Didn't Don Mancini say he wanted to do another season of a show, Chucky, and that would be in space, and that he was like serious about it? Just the third season, I guess Chucky was at the White House. I don't know. I didn't watch. I watched a few episodes. I was done. Unless it's a request, but I'm not doing it willingly. But it didn't need to be a show. It sucked. Chucky needs to just go away for a bit.
I think so too. I think Chucky's like Chris Jericho or something. He just needs to. We need a break from him for a while.
Poor Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with them never doing another Chucky. Like, are they doing another season of that show? I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. But like, I would be fine with them never doing another Chucky movie or episode or anything because it's just. I think it's run its course, and it's probably run its course 5 or 6 years past that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. Carded or Dention, another $5 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Do you guys remember during the 2020 riots, some dude smoked Rick Moranis in the face? I remember hearing about it. Was there video of it?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like security cam footage. He's walking, someone just comes up and ducks him, falls to the ground. The guy runs off. I think they did eventually catch the guy, and I don't even know if he gave a reason. It's just something random, but
that's a shame, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Rick Moranis, and I've liked him even more that he turned down those piece of shit fucking Ghostbusters movies. Thank God. He's the only one that's got any sort of integrity out of that bunch.
Yeah.
Alpha Romero, buddy, opinions are like assholes. That's all I can say. He likes Scream Factory. They do good. Okay. Scream Factory. Here's the thing. Now
they blocked you.
Well, they did. The transfers on this stuff are always pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. I cannot bullshit. But for the amount that you pay versus what you actually get. Like, they do the shady bullshit like the limited to 1,500 copy Blu-rays that are $30. Those are $10, $15 movies at best. They have no special features on them. They're just getting people with, FOMO. They're scared they're going to miss out on it. Fuck them. That's all I can say.
I mean, yeah, if people like it, that's cool. But I look at this list and I'm like, they're the ones releasing Winnie the Pooh, Bag of Money. That movie, Lost of Space, 1998, Terry remake, K-19, The Widowmaker, the Harrison Ford film that no one remembers.
Oh God, was that the one where Harrison Ford was like German or something?
Russian.
Russian. Yeah.
We all believe him as Russian.
I've never seen it, but I remember like skipping through channels and seeing him speak like that, and I was like, that's just ridiculous as hell. Have you ever reviewed Jeepers Creepers Reborn yet?
I think, was it Old Curly Jaws? Someone, I think it was like a commentary or something, because I'd never seen it. I'd have to.
Yeah, you're like me, man.
And I don't.
Your YouTube page too, man. It's like a resource of information too, because you've been doing this for so long. Like, you're like me, I can't remember it either. I have to search for shit because I literally can't remember if we've. And the interesting thing about the Kevin Smith shit is the only Kevin Smith movie that we had ever talked about before. And that's why I definitely wanted to get Uncle Bill on here, which it was requested anyway from Carter. But yeah, it was Tusk. I think was the only one that we ever talked about on the show. Ooh. So when we came back this last time, that was one of my big things is I wanted to cover stuff that we had never talked about before and tried to make that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We couldn't even get a good Bill or Ted sequel in today's day and age, and that's one of the easiest things to get right. Yeah. That was quickly forgotten about, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bill and Ted 3. Yeah.
We got so many people in this chat. I can't keep up, and I apologize. I know I'm skipping over some people. Yeah, Rick Moranis, he's fully retired. I don't think he's ever coming back to anything. Which,
yeah,
I mean, he's comfortable with it, so it's all good. Most of the stuff now sucks anyway.
There's been talks of him wanting to do like another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because that's the only franchise he starred in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's gonna. If that happens, it's gonna be probably like some streaming thing. He'll probably have a big part if that ever happens. But if it does, it's not like anyone's going to be crying tears. Oh my God, isn't it? So yeah, nothing wrong with being retired, man.
Here's an interesting bit of trivia, and this is true too, because I used to be a big Garth Brooks fan back in the day, believe it or not. Jackson Jack's trivia for the day. Did you know that Garth Brooks' full name is Troyal Garth Brooks?
Oh, okay.
Troyal. I've never heard of anybody else named Troyal. Troy, I've heard Troy. Troyal. That must have been like
Chris Gaines.
Well, that was his other name. He changed his name there briefly. I'm surprised that they haven't done a Wayne's World 3 Blu-ray Addict. That's
I think they did. Yeah, was I think like a Super Bowl commercial. I guess Bill, the two of them, they were like at odds with each other for a long time. That's why you never got a third one for a long while. Now they're so old. I think people are depressed than anything.
It's surprising though. I'm sure I would be shocked if they didn't do it at some point. I mean, unless one of them, something happens to one of them, unfortunately, hopefully that don't happen. But
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't done another Austin Powers movie too.
Well, what does even Mike Myers do nowadays? What was the last film he was in? Other than Shrek, but like live action.
Right. He's probably just collecting, the residuals or whatever. Yeah, no problem. You make that kind of money though, those Austin Powers movies and everything. Those made a ton of money. So Little Giants 2, I don't think you'll ever see Little Giants 2. I'm a fan of, I think I saw that in the theater when it came out. Yeah, we talked about that. Blu-ray Addict Dracula 2000 is getting a Scream Factory Blu-ray release. Man, to be honest, I don't even remember Dracula 2000. That was just one of those videotapes in the store that I just never had any interest in even looking at. So I don't know if I've ever even seen it. Alice on that's X, not Twitter. Red State was the best Kevin Smith movie. Yeah. OCP, I agree. I mean, you can tell not too many people would do that, I don't think. And I don't think he ever remarried either, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you know that Tim? I don't know if this is true or not, but Bradley would probably not lie about it. Tim Allen's full name is Tim Allen Dick.
Never heard
Timmy
that.
Dick. Garth Brooks. I don't know if you've seen Garth Brooks lately, though, in the way he acts and everything. He is very odd. He's a weird guy.
Huh.
I don't know if
really.
Hopefully, he's not a serial killer, but he definitely acts. He's out there for sure.
All right.
Yeah, this is true too. OCP Communications. Chris Gaines' character was supposed to be featured in a film. Brooks got the film sold before he made the album, but the album was so bad they canceled the film. Yeah, so it was an album like a concept album on this fictional character, like fictional rock star. And yeah, the script and everything, I think that they were getting ready to make it, and Garth Brooks was wanting to star in it as the character, and it was just so ridiculous, and everybody made fun of it and shit. So the album is not that good either. And this was around the time I think of his, he did a whole farewell tour probably 25 years ago or something like that. And this was what he was going to do after the country stuff. Adam the Axeman Wilson. Why do you guys think Jamie Lee Curtis trashes Halloween 2 and H2O but praise the new trilogy?
I would say give it time. Give another 10 years and then she'll trash those.
Yeah, probably. If not already. She may be doing it already because she won that Academy Award.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Man, have you watched Halloween 2 lately, the first Halloween 2?
Yeah.
I think that's a movie. For some reason, I don't think it's aged that well. Of all of those old Halloween movies, that one I think is pretty damn weak. I know a lot of people probably be pissed off at that, but I don't know. It's done the opposite of Halloween 3 in the last 10 years to me or whatever. Halloween 3's grown on me quite a bit. And then I used to love Halloween 2, but now that I don't know. It may be her wig. That may be the big thing.
Oh, okay.
Somebody told me told me about the wig, and I was like, yeah, it does look fucking bad, man. That looks ridiculous. They could have got a better wig than that even in 1982 or whatever.
No, I mean, for me, that was always my favorite. And I just still watch it this day, even though, yeah, why is the hospital so empty? You always have those questions,
It's
but
dark, too. Very dark hospital.
very depressing hospital. But,
let's see here. Mall rats. A lot of people love mall rats. We'll talk about that next week. Real quick though, like, because I think Rambo, you're a little bit younger than me, but we're pretty close in age.
yeah.
1990s malls. I'm very nostalgic for that shit now because a lot of those stores around that time period are no longer there in the malls. And so a lot of the times when I'm watching Mall Rats or something, especially I was watching this last time I rewatched it. I think Arrow did like a special edition Blu-ray of it. Looks great
Right.
too. I mean, it's so you could pick up on a lot of the shit in the background and everything. So yeah, I'm very nostalgic for, the mid 90s malls and stuff because that was like I could spend all day at a mall then. Whereas now I'm like, I don't even want to go in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with where I lived, it was fairly in the middle of nowhere, but pretty much if we had to go to a mall, it'd be across the border of Minnesota. And probably like the only store in there that was worth a spit was a store called On Q. That's where we found movies like The Thing on VHS and Dawn of the Dead on VHS. So yeah, malls were definitely a bit of interest for me. And but never to freak through them as much as the mall rats. So maybe in a weird way, part of me liked it that was living through their eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you lucky assholes.
Yeah. I mean, when we went to the mall, like there was a mall in Ashland and Huntington, which is like an hour and a half from here. And then we went to Lexington was the nicest mall. So you had, big thing in the 90s with me too was sports cards. Like I collected the hell out of baseball and basketball cards and everything. They had those little kiosk stores in the malls then too. They had a couple of different baseball ones and then Suncoast Video, Sam Goody, Disc Jockey, Walden Books. There's a great shot in Mall Rats of Sbarro Pizza, which I'm nostalgic for that. And I think some of those are still around. But yeah, Sbarro's Pizza in the mall, Subway. It seemed like it was way better when it was in the mall. So yeah, I think that's why I like Mall Rats quite a bit.
Are there
Just the
still
atmosphere.
malls around you? Are there still malls around you?
There are, but they suck.
I thought they were pretty much dead because you hear all the stories about how they all dry up and there's like get demolished or decommissioned. I'm surprised.
I think that they're slowly kind of all the ones that we had when I was younger are still around, but like all the shops suck. Like Spencer's is still there in the mall, which is kind of cool to go to. There's no music stores left. There's really no bookstores left anymore. Yeah, they've changed quite a bit. Yeah, no movie stores. FYE is very rare to find in the mall anymore. There's some of those left, but not many. Toys R Us and KB Toys, Dynamite Tiger, will they ever make a return during our lifetimes? What do you think?
No, I think not only malls, but I think even more stores will. It's going eventually one day. What they're going to hope for is for those type of things to all be online, except maybe groceries. I think groceries be the one store to be around because a lot of people they don't want to order Amazon for milk or something, but other stuff, toys, music, movie, it's all going to be digital, like Amazon, those type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, no toy stores make their comeback.
I don't think
At
kids
least
even
not at
play
the
with
store.
toys that much anymore. I mean, the infants that play with toys, but after like when they're about 6 or 7 years old, it's the computer, it's the iPad. Um, Kids don't really play with toys anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, they get a phone when they're 8 years old.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
And they'll play games on it, I guess, or whatever they do. Electronic boutique, I remember that, the video game stores. Um,
yeah,
GameStop is still around, kind of, but it's not the same. We had like EB Games, Electronic Boutique, Babbage's was another one. Funko Land was another one that was a
I
little bit
remember that.
later. But yeah, you just have GameStop now, and like, it's not the same. I'm not really into video games as much anymore, though, either, to be fair. So,
Yeah, even GameStop is, those stores are dissipating as we speak. More and more of those closing down.
mhm. Well, I think
Although,
a lot of the
yeah,
games now, though, are going to be. I think the next generation of systems, physical games, I don't think are going to exist. I think it's all going to be digital.
that's true. That they're already doing that. They've already said that. I don't follow newer games much, but PlayStation, they have two versions, digital and physical, and then they're going to get rid of that stuff, physical. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I still maintain if somehow you do a live stream playing Friday 13th Nintendo, it will go Game Busters on the channel.
I'm
You gotta
surprised,
do
like, because they're doing a Killer Clowns game. They already
it.
did Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Why have they not done a Halloween game?
Mm.
Because that one's kind of current and still making big money. You would think that that would be one that they would easily be able to just do like a different updated, like maybe a Friday the 13th, but updated in Haddonfield and, you know.
Hmm. I guess with Halloween, like with Jason Voorhees, he's had so many different looks. Michael Myers, he for the most part has looked the same. Maybe they just don't view it as, it's how much you could really milk out of a franchise. You gotta get Jason looking like he did in part 10, part 8, part 5. Um,
That's true. Yeah, a lot of the
Same with him. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of the Michael Myers do look pretty similar. Um, but still, I mean, you would think they would think of something because that,
Yeah.
like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like even back in the NES days, but Halloween never really had anything. You'd
Except
think
the
they could think of,
Atari.
yeah, I mean, but that was what? That was like in the
Yeah.
early 80s, maybe. I don't even know what year
Long
that came
ago.
out. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street would be a cool one too if they were to redo it. You could still, at this point in time, I think you could still get Robert Englund to be a part of something like that. I think.
Yeah, to do the voice, why not?
Yeah.
Especially Elm Street. I mean, all the different dreams. You have variety of environments. Sky would be the limit. He does something, you turn into a cockroach. Like that.
I think that those old Atari horror games, though, are like those are collector's items now, like $1,000 games or something like that. They're crazy expensive.
Oh yeah, worth a lot of money.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you joining me on here. Oh shit, got another super chat right when I said that. Manders, new Dominic Dunn documentary on Hulu includes new interviews. Okay, so is this like a true crime? That was the girl from Poltergeist, right? That got killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, she got murdered by her boyfriend like not long. Was it before Poltergeist came out? I think maybe.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I always like looking at shit like that. But yeah, it don't seem like the true crime stuff, they don't have nearly as much as they used to have on any of these streaming channels.
No.
But thank you
Oh,
for the
okay, right
super
after.
chat.
Okay. So he said right after the
Okay,
movie
so
came out. Okay.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember it was right around that time. Uh, but all right, man. Well, I appreciate you joining me on here. It's been a fun show.
Yeah.
Bullshitting questions galore, and I apologize for the ones that I may have missed and everything. But we will try the Kevin Smith show 1 week from tonight. Hopefully, Uncle Bill's diarrhea and everything subsided. He is drinking some Gatorade or something. I don't know. I don't even know what he's sick with, to be quite honest with you, but it may be from just watching all those Kevin Smith movies.
I'm blaming him. He makes me sick too, so get better, man.
The Rambo Raph for Life channel, what do you got coming up? I know you're always, seems like every morning when I look on there's 4 or 5 new things that you post.
Yeah, just the thanks to the people on my channel for keeping it going. Appreciate it. A lot of random reviews. A pretty decent film called The Passenger came out last year. Let's see, El Mariachi, which is the same when you watch that film again. The guy had $7,000, but then you have people that have, $200 million budgets, and shows what you can do with enough cost cut and still make a feature film worth a spit,
Weren't they supposed to do like a new Desperado release? Did that ever come out?
I don't know. Do you know who was supposed to do it?
I think it was Arrow. I don't think it ever came out though.
I mean, I'd have to look into that.
I think that they had announced it or something. I don't know. But yeah, those movies need to re-release. El Mariachi, I don't think that one has had any sort of new release in a long time either. So, be another one.
It's too bad. Definitely worth it. Summer Camp Nightmare I saw for the first time. That was an interesting one.
Yeah. That's a Canadian one, I think, right?
Yeah. And then, more or so from there. So, fun like always. Thanks for having me on.
Cool. Yeah, for sure, man. It's always good talking to you and everything. And check out his channel. I'm sure everybody's subscribed, but if not, go over there. It's a resource of reviews from all kinds of genres. And but yeah, man, it was great having you on. We appreciate the chat, all the super chats and everything. And we will catch you guys next time on DeadPit.com. Give us the thumbs up. Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I don't care. Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.